Welcome, dear listeners. I'm Jonathan Carlin.
And I'm Benjamin Carlin.
And we invite you to join us through the Griffin door, your one-way ticket to the enchanting world of Harry Potter. So grab your wands and dust off your broomsticks and join us as we unlock the dark corridors inside Order of the Phoenix, Chapter 10, Luna Lovegood.
All right.
Well, it's about time.
It is about gosh darn time. Like, Luna is one of those characters that whenever I am doing a read through, I am always blown away when you get to her, because you're like, how has Luna not been here the whole time?
Right, I know. It's like she seems like such an integral part of the character lineup, and she's missing for like over half of the story.
Over half the story.
Yeah.
The nearest mention that we get of what could be Luna is during Harry's first year when they sort a character named like Moon. Yeah. Who could be Luna. So, because Luna obviously means moon. But no, I love this here. We obviously got to take a quick look at the chapter art here, where we've got Luna herself with the wand kind of like sticking out from her ear, and she must be rocking like a Hagrid 15-inch long wand here, because it's
a big one.
It seems like it's coming really like, it's like an antenna almost. You got the upside down Quibbler, which is of course classic and amazing. She brought her own chintz armchair, apparently.
I know, right? Why is she rocking that chintz armchair?
Right. I mean, it looks like exactly what I pictured Dumbledore to like manifest during the hearing chapter.
Exactly. I think you're exactly right. She's also rocking the socks and sandals.
Yeah, good
a bit ahead of her time,
honestly, she's just an early adopter.
She's an early adopter, trendsetter.
Probably more like it. Yeah, that's exactly it. No, and I honestly, I love this one. I feel like there's so much that comes with the addition of Luna into the fold. She is, if you ever look at like a sort of character orientation in terms of like the lawful, chaotic, unlawful, like whatever breakdown.
Yeah.
I feel like she is the chaotic good that lives on the exact opposite side of the spectrum from Umbridge's lawful evil.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's almost as if like Luna is specifically there to protect us from Umbridge.
I think you're right, because they're both kind of introduced in the same book, and they are on exact opposite like sides of the spectrum. Yeah,
yes.
It's like one is meant to balance the other out.
Yes, exactly.
In a sense.
Like and eventually like the Quibbler is even like weaponized as like the key stroke to really start turning the tide against Umbridge's regime.
Yeah, and to like start getting people to believe Harry.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's great to see Luna here. She is like such an innocent force for positivity, if not occasionally quirky. But I love occasionally quirky.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So it's going to be great. So I'm super excited for her to kind of enter the fray here.
I know it's a good chapter all around, and this is going to be a really interesting chapter because this is our Ride to Hogwarts chapter, and it serves as basically a mirror chapter for the final chapter of the book, which is when they're taking the train ride back. And almost every single scene that plays out on the train in this chapter will play out in different fashion on the ride home.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think it really kind of goes to show like if Goblet of Fire is supposed to be like Empire Strikes Back, where the, Vader wins effectively.
Yeah.
It's almost like you've got like another soft trilogy happening here in reverse, where you've got like, if you look at it as episodes 4, 5, 6,
right?
Where like you're coming on the heels of a Vader victory, Harry's gonna maybe come out like a little bit stronger at the end of Order, and then obviously Half-Blood's gonna end with the death of Dumbledore. So,
right.
Kind of like take the Star Wars saga, flip all of everything, and then align it with 4, 5, 6, and you sort of get like a similar path.
I mean, if you look at it just as like an odd number thing, it's like 4 is for is the middle one, in the same way that Empire is the middle one.
Exactly.
That and to that end, it's definitely where they have one of their biggest victories in terms of Voldemort returns.
He has a body again.
He has a body. It's definitely like the bad guys win this round.
Right. Yeah. He's got his wand. He's got his body. He can touch Harry. It's like Cedric's dead. I mean, like most of those things were bad. Sorry. No part of me intended to make that joke when I started talking. And then
they just keep coming, you know?
I know.
Yeah, they never get old. Just like Cedric.
Oh no. Oh, that was too good. Someone somewhere in the world just did an absolute spit take.
I hope so. I hope it was you, dear listener.
Yes, indeed. Oh my gosh.
I mean, I say it's like the one where they win, but it's like Cedric dies and Voldemort comes back, then Sirius dies, then Dumbledore dies, then Harry dies, then they kill Voldemort.
Yeah. I know, but I mean, it's certainly you're seeing varying stages because even in Goblet of Fire, while it is a Voldemort victory on the whole, like Harry still also survives the encounter. He bests him in a duel in front of all of his closest followers.
He embarrasses him.
Yes, exactly. He immediately goes and informs Dumbledore. And then even though like the prophecy is lost at the end of this book, something they could have just literally had Harry go and just like smash the prophecy like while he was there. That would have been like the really smart thing to do.
Who, the order?
The order. Just have Harry go smash the prophecy.
Yeah.
Like go break it.
Go break it.
Like it almost doesn't seem like it should be breakable.
I mean, I feel like Harry would be like, but why? What's this say? And they'd be like, well, we can't tell you that yet, Harry.
And then Harry would be like, listen, you've not told me a lot of things.
Not told me a lot of things. And it's like, why can't you tell me? It's like, because we want you to be a regular boy for another year, Harry. He's like, I'm not regular.
It's not working.
It didn't work at all.
My whole life, none of it regular.
Just go ahead and tell me what's up, okay? How about that?
How about that? Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah. So lots of big stuff to tackle inside of lots of big stuff for setup for later, and also just to tackle in today's chapter.
Yes.
So why don't we go ahead and dive on in?
Let's go ahead and do it. We'll start off with our first sentence, as always. Harry had a troubled night's sleep, and then the dragons arrived. So just from bad to worse, really.
Yeah, I literally wrote so real insult to injury.
Yeah, like I wonder what he was what was troubling him in the night. You know, could he hear them coming? It's like I just feel like something bad's gonna. Oh my god.
That's it. It's like the Jurassic Park, like the little glass of water on like the dashboard, and it's like sending ripples because like the T-Rex is like walking.
Yeah.
It's like in his dream, it's just like he's I think he's let's see, his parents wove in and out of his dreams, never speaking. Mrs. Weasley sobbed over Creature's dead body and watched Ron and Hermione, who were wearing crowns, and yet again, blah blah blah. So we know what his dreams are. But intermixed inside of all those dreams is just boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. Aaron's like, it's probably not a T-Rex. There's no way.
However, it might be a dragon.
But it might be a dragon. Yeah.
And oh my gosh, it is.
And yet, what do you know? There they are.
Right.
So we get to hear the inside of Harry's dreams, which are always a little bit prophetic.
They are indeed.
Yes, they are. And this one is no different. So it's his parents wove in and out of his dreams, never speaking. That's just like memories from the graveyard. Mrs. Weasley sobbed over Creature's dead body. This is supposed to be like light foreshadowing for Sirius's death, not Creature's death or anything, because he doesn't actually end up dying.
He doesn't end up dying. Yeah, that's true. And it's sort of like coming on the heels of the woes of Mrs. Weasley, where she's just basically had this like really horrific encounter with the boggart, and she's seen all of her various members of her family basically dead before her. Then you got Ron and Hermione, who are wearing crowns. And that's obviously in reference to the fact that they've just both been awarded the prefect position.
Yep.
And then yet again, Harry found himself walking down a corridor, ending in a locked door.
And that's Voldemort infiltrating his dreams.
Yes, indeed.
Unwittingly, thus far.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yep. So he woke abruptly with a scar prickling to find Ron had already dressed and was talking to him. Better hurry up. Mom's going ballistic. Says we're going to miss the train.
They are always late. Always. Why can't they just if I'm Mrs. Weasley, it's like, yeah, we're getting up at 4 next year.
That's it.
We're getting up at 4.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're doing. Why do we keep getting so late to the Hogwarts Express?
I say that as if like me taking my daughter to the drop-off circle at her preschool every morning. It's like we're always like leaving the door with like 1 minute of the available window of time to leave the house.
Yeah, sure.
Based on traffic.
And
it's like we can't leave any later.
I know.
And then Addie's like, but I want to climb in the car all by myself because I'm a big girl now. And I'm like, you're right.
You know what else big girls do? They get ready on time, Addison.
Notice you needed to wear 2 different colored shoes today. That was another 2 trips up the stairs for Dad.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Just so you know. Just so you know. Just telling you right now, I know what you mean though. There are definitely days where I'm like, okay, like we need with like typically for my kids, they probably need to leave the house by like 7:25. But as far as we're concerned, they need to be in the car at 7:15.
Well, you guys have like mandated like you built in the buffer.
Oh yeah.
Smart.
It's like we need to get in the car now.
Right. If we don't leave now, then we won't be 10 minutes early.
Exactly. And you know what? We're not going to leave now, and we will be on time because we're going to leave 10 minutes late, which is actually on time.
Right. But that's okay.
But that's okay.
But you don't need to know that's okay.
You don't need to know that's okay. You just need to know that it's all going according to plan. Wink.
Yep. All the kids out there listening are like, hey.
Now, wait a minute.
Is that how it works? That is how it works.
That is how it works. But believe me, if you start pressing all the time, if your parents start getting mad, it's because it stopped working. You're like, now we're actually late.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Then we get Ginny basically enduring what should have killed her.
What should have killed her, quite frankly.
Yes. So really, page 1, Luna Lovegood chapter, Ginny dies.
Ginny dies. What if Fred and George killed Ginny?
Yeah, that's what happens next. It says, there was a lot of commotion from the house from what he heard as he dressed at top speed. Harry gathered that Fred and George had bewitched their trunks to fly downstairs to save the bother of carrying them, with the result that they had hurtled straight into Ginny and knocked her down two
flights of stairs. 2
into the hall. Mrs. Black and Mrs. Weasley were both screaming at the top of their voices.
My goodness.
Yeah, which I don't know. It's too far. It's like, I can only imagine. Like I think about like the suitcases that we travel for, like, like major travel or for like on tour or something. Yeah. It's like those bad boys weigh, north of 45 pounds. These are
trunks.
Trunks. They're not even like our meticulously crafted, crowdsourced, kickstarted away bags.
Away bags, yeah.
Yeah.
These are trunks. These are supposed to have all the clothes they're going to use for an entire year, basically.
For an entire year, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is just what slams Ginny down 2 flights of stairs. Have you ever fallen down the stairs? Because it hurts.
It does hurt. Stairs are not good for falling.
Stairs are not good for falling. They're clunky and sharp, and they just keep going.
Right.
Especially when it's 2 flights. But in any case, that you have Mrs. Black and Mrs. Weasley both screaming at the top of their voices, which feels like it happens a lot, that both sides are like screaming so much.
Yeah, and this chapter is going to have a lot of this like equal and opposite type situation unfolding. And so this is just the first real example where it's like you've got Mrs. Weasley, who's like the mama bear. It's like she's pure. We love Mrs. Weasley, of course. We obviously do not feel that way about Mrs. Black.
Nope.
She is incredibly rude and mean and prejudiced and all those types of things, but they are both reacting in the exact same way.
Yes, which is screaming. And I think more what it's doing is like trying to illustrate the tension that exists right now between like Molly and Sirius, which is going to continue on the very next page, where like they both love Harry so much, but the way in which they want to show it to Harry is like the exact opposite.
Yes.
Right. And it comes at odds, even though they're so on the same page, which is why earlier it says like sobbing over creature's dead body. It's like, because they do also love each other in terms of like we really respect each other and love that the other one loves Harry, but they just disagree with each other about how to do it.
Yeah. Like, well, what the right way to do that is.
What the right way to do it is, yeah.
They were both looking out for him differently.
Yeah.
Yes. And then Hermione came running into the room, flustered, as Harry was putting on trainers. Hedwig was swaying on her shoulder, and she was carrying a squirming Crookshanks in her arms.
Why is Hedwig sitting on Hermione's shoulder?
Oh, because she had borrowed Hedwig to send a letter about the prefect badges.
Okay, yeah.
Yes,
all right,
yeah. So good continuity.
There you go. Mom and Dad just sent Hedwig back. Okay, it just answers it right there. Yeah, and the owl fluttered obligingly over and perched on top of her cage. She's like, getting away from you now.
Yeah,
and that cat, and if I say so myself.
Right, yeah. And then let's see here. Are you ready yet? Nearly. Ginny, all right? To which I wrote in. Well, yeah. 1, aw. 2, no, she's not all right. She fell down 2 flights of stairs.
Yeah. We knock you down 2 flights of stairs, Harry, with a trunk.
Right. Yes. Let's see here.
You imagine it's kind of like when Neville falls out the window, like maybe she just sort of like comically bounced like an eraser down the stairs.
I had never considered that before.
Right.
Yeah. But I've also not given this nearly this much thought before.
Well,
I now do believe that is what happened because otherwise she has endured major trauma.
Major trauma.
Yeah. Blunt force.
I know.
In fact.
How was your day back to school? You know what? The train ride was fine, but what wasn't is I fell down 2 flights of stairs.
I'm like imagining, in The Incredibles when Mr. Incredible gets taken down to like his boss's office and he throws him through like 75 cubicle walls. And then it cuts to Mr. Huff in the hospital bed and he's like all bandaged.
Yes.
That's Ginny right now.
I'm also imagining the 2 flights of stairs as being very similar to the 2 flights of stairs we have to walk up to get to our office every day.
Just straight up.
Just a straight up, never ending long line of stairs with a pretty large landing in the middle. And I'm just imagining like you fall all the way down, get to the landing, something happens and somehow you manage to keep going.
Yes, yes.
Poor Ginny. I mean, my goodness.
Poor Ginny indeed. But it's okay. Mrs. Weasley's patched her up, says Hermione. But now Mad Eye's complaining that we can't leave unless Sturgis Podmore's here. Otherwise, the guard will be one short.
So this is continuing like a tiny little subplot with Sturgis Podmore, who has been imperious by the Death Eaters to try and break through the door.
Yes, indeed. Yep. Yeah. And this has also been brought up in the previous chapter as well, where Mad Eye basically was discussing the fact that Sturgis has not been kind enough as to return his other invisibility cloak. And that's actually the reason that he ends up finding the photograph of the original Order of the Phoenix because he's looking for his other invisibility cloak. So a little bit more Sturgis Podmore stuff here. Those are the kinds of details though that like if I get more than a month's like reread away from the Harry Potter books, Sturgis Podmore is a character who does not exist in my mind.
Right, he would just disappear.
Like just completely forgetful. I don't picture Sturgis as anything.
Right.
There is no image in my head.
No, I agree. I don't have like almost any image at all. I kind of imagine him as like Varys from Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Like wearing that kind of like robes at all times a little bit.
Okay.
And that's about it. But like shorter and bald.
Okay. Well, you have more descriptors than me.
That's what I got for Sturgis Podmore.
I picture Sturgis as like a sturgeon, which is like
a fish?
Like a really big fish.
Like a really big fish. Sturgeon Podmore.
Yeah, Sturgeon Podmore.
Sturgeon Podmore.
Right, yeah. So imagine a fish, double it.
Double it. There. I hope Sturgis Podmore's Patronus and or Animagus form is indeed large fish.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
There would be nothing better than casting a giant Patronus and it's this like fully fledged like whale-sized creature and it just like flops right on the ground and can't like charge forward. And,
it doesn't like it to like float through the air or anything.
Yeah. Does it like, the stag like canters?
Yeah.
But no, none of that. We're not doing it.
No. Well, that's too bad. Like a goldfish just like yeah. Well, that'd be the worst Patronus.
This is so useless.
Oh man,
I know.
Yeah.
But yeah. So then Harry's sort of like, God, we have to go to King's Cross with a guard, and then Hermione's like, you have to go to King's Cross with a guard, which I can only imagine Harry's like, oh, but instead he's like, why? It's like
irritably.
It's like, come on, man. It's like Harry, you know why. I think you know.
I think you know why, but then he brings it up. He's like, I thought Voldemort's supposed to be lying low. You telling me he's going to jump out from behind a dustbin and try and do me in? And Hermione's like, I don't know.
It's just what Mad Eye says,
don't
okay?
Yell at me. The real reason is, of course, because of the prophecy, which nobody will tell Harry about.
Right. Yes. Will you lot get down here now, please? Mrs. Weasley bellowed, and Hermione jumped as though scalded and hurried out of the room. Harry seized Hedwig, stuffed her unceremoniously into her cage. Hedwig and Harry are not having a great
Not having a good year.
No. It has not been going great so far. I feel bad for her. I never like instances where Harry takes out his anger on Hedwig.
Me neither.
It's never warranted. She's always got your back.
Always got your back, dude.
She bit Ron's hand for you.
I know.
Like,
this is how you treat her? Stuffing her unceremoniously into a cage?
I mean, who would ever stuff an owl?
And
that's a little Gum Pine reference. That's the delivery owl we have here at Through the Gryffindor, who delivers all of our owl re-letters for the Patreon.
Yeah.
Anyway,
let's see. So they do get outside, and we find out that the two people guarding Harry are going to be Mrs. Weasley and Tonks, clearly the two toughest people to escort the most important person.
Yeah. Moody, on the other hand, this is the big one. Like, Moody is the one that like Voldemort ultimately goes after during the Battle of the Seven Potters. He's going to deal with the luggage.
Yeah, I got the luggage.
The inanimate objects.
Yeah, I know. Like, I mean, I know I'm making a joke, and like, I don't want to like discredit Mrs. Weasley as she does kill Bellatrix later on in the story. And Tonks is clearly talented. I mean, not talented enough to survive the final battle, but like.
like,
which I guess neither is Moody.
There are factions of fans who are like, they're all sitting there so nervous. Like all the Cedric people have already left. They're like, okay, we're out, you know? But like we got to be careful because there's a lot of Miss Weasley fans, including me.
Yeah.
You know, so we got to be cautious about who we insult here.
No, we're not. I'm not insulting her. I'm just saying, like, if you're Mad Eye Moody, like I think maybe Mad Eye can see Mrs. Weasley for what most people can't, and he's like, okay, we want the toughest people with Harry. That's going to be Tonks, my protege, and Molly.
Yeah. I mean, they do say never get between like a cub and a mama bear.
That's true,
and I think it's like that's exactly what Bellatrix does.
Yeah,
it does not go well for her.
Does not.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah. Then of course we get the for heaven's sake, Sirius Dumbledore said no.
Yeah,
and a bear-like black dog appeared at Harry's side. So Sirius is like, yeah, I know. I'm going anyway.
I'm going anyway. Yep. Right. So now Harry's got the protection of his of Molly and Sirius. So again, at odds.
At odds. Yep. Absolutely. She wrenched open the front door and stepped out into the weak September sunlight. Harry and the dog. It's like you can just say Harry and Sirius. Like we know.
Yeah.
We know who the dog
Harry
is.
and the dog. Yeah. Just because you forgot there. Although you're forgetting what Mrs. Weasley said. She says, "Oh, honestly, well, on your own head be it." Which I'm like, careful.
Too soon.
Too soon, Molly. Too soon. Who do you think you are? Us? Come on.
Let's just give it like another 600 pages and then we'll get there.
I mean, that's not, it's like, it's not a very veiled insult, you know?
Wow. You old dog. Oh, man. This is
it's the blackest humor.
Hopefully other people think we're as funny as we do.
Anyway.
Where's Tonks? Harry said, looking around as they went down the stone steps of number 12, which vanished the moment they reached the pavement. She's waiting for us just up here, said Mrs. Weasley, stiffly averting her eyes from the lolloping. Great use of the word lolloping.
I literally wrote that in my notes. It said, great word.
Great word.
Great word.
Black dog besides Harry.
Yeah.
Yeah. An old woman greeted them on the corner. So this is Tonks, obviously. And you know what? At least we can say on one occasion ever, Tonks uses her disguise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I don't want to point out that she clearly can change all the way into an old woman, and like in the Hogshead, Mundungus is basically going to be dressed in almost the same way.
Yes, as a pile of rags.
A pile of rags.
Or something.
I don't know. You know how old women are piles of rags.
Of course.
Of course.
Again, offending no one.
Offending no one. I just don't know why Tonks isn't more utilized for this particular skill. Watch your Harry, she said, winking, because the order cannot keep a secret.
They are so like, look, we're being clever.
We're clever.
Notice me.
Yeah. I'm surprised she doesn't fully transform right in front of him. Didn't recognize me, Harry? Don't worry, it's me, Tonks. See?
I'm back to the old woman again.
Yeah.
It's still me, though. Harry's like, I know.
I got it. Better hurry up, hadn't we, Molly? She's like, which is the worst. It's like Molly's been trying to hurry everybody up, and she's like, Molly, you're kind of late.
I know, moaned Mrs. Weasley, lengthening her stride. But Mad Eye wanted to wait for Sturgis. If only Arthur could have gotten us calls from the ministry again. But Fudge wouldn't let him borrow so much as an empty ink bottle these days. How muggles can stand traveling without magic?
It is a hassle. I'll be honest with you, Molly.
Yeah.
You've hit the nail right on the head.
Right. If there is certainly, if we had teleportation, all bets would be off is really what it comes down to.
Imagine the productivity.
Yeah.
Imagine.
We'd be great.
We could just there.
Be no more cars.
No more cars. No more planes.
Right. And we could just live anywhere.
You could just live anywhere. That'd be an Earth without borders. Maybe they know about teleporting. They're not letting us have it because it'd be like, this would just break down so many other industries.
It would.
Yeah.
It would make certain things also slightly dangerous as well.
What?
Like fences become a lot less useful if teleportation exists.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd have to have some type of teleportation fence.
Wow. Teleportation fence. That sounds dangerous as well.
It does. And electrocute.
Ooh. It's like the movie Jumper.
Yeah. Probably.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's a good reference.
That's absolutely a good reference.
Yeah.
Have you seen that one with Anakin Skywalker and
No, I've seen
Samuel and Mace Windu?
I saw it and forgot it.
Yeah.
Is what happened with
Mace Windu comes back and he's like, I am getting revenge on you for that whole, like, letting that guy kill me thing.
Right. I had to fall out of a window.
I had to fall out of a window. So now I'm going to set up giant electrical traps to wherever I think you might teleport.
Right. Yeah. Anyway, we're way off the rails today.
We are.
Let's see here. The great black dog gave a joyful bark and gamboled around them, snapping at pigeons and chasing its own tail. Harry couldn't help laughing. Sirius had been trapped inside for a very long time.
Yeah, which is just its own kind of like cruel and unusual punishment to force Sirius to stay inside so much when he was already in prison for 12 years.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he managed so well last year without this hiding spot, you know?
True.
Just out in the world. And lest I recall, Kingsley Shacklebolt whole job for the Order is apparently making sure people don't find Sirius.
But even though he's already in a completely unfindable location.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know,
anyway,
whatever. Let the man out.
Right.
Take him for a walk.
That's right. Yes, for sure.
If only you had someone who could disguise themselves.
As anyone. Right.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Then they, once inside the station, they lingered casually beside the barrier between platforms 9 and 10 until the coast was clear. And not exactly right in between 9 and 10, but like about 25% of the way to 10. Just for clarity.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's a 9 3/4 joke.
I got it. I think 75% of the way to 10. Been right.
No. 25% of the way to 10.
9 3/4.
Yeah. 10. Oh, I'm saying 25% of the way from 10.
From 10.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we're on the same page.
We're on the same page. Yeah. Which is 182.
Well, yes. Yeah, you're right. I was like, no, I already turned the page. Oh, it is 182.
It is 182. There we are. Yeah. There we go. Let's see. So here we go. The Hogwarts Express is there, belching sooty steam over the platform packed with departing students. Harry inhaled the familiar smell and felt his spirit soar. He was really going home. But honestly, he's not. Nothing about this train ride is going to be the way he wants it to be. Everything is going to be different, and Hogwarts is going to be less like home than ever.
Yes, indeed. And then the next thing we get is a little bit of it's going to be a setup for later. And I would argue this is another like little equal and opposite situation because we're going to hear, "Nice dog, Harry," called a tall boy with dreadlocks. "Thanks, Lee," said Harry, grinning as Sirius wagged his tail frantically. So this is calling to attention the fact that somebody is recognizing that Harry has a dog.
Yes.
Lee is, of course, a fellow Gryffindor. He is the commentator for all the Quidditch matches. He's best friends with Fred and George. He's a good guy. He's just literally saying, "Nice dog, Harry."
Yeah.
However, later in the chapter, Draco is also going to say this in a very like, oh crap. Draco knows.
He knows.
Yeah.
Saw the dog, knows that knows who the dog is.
Exactly. And this thing that was like cheering Harry up, watching what was the word? Lolloping, watching Sirius lollop around is going to go from seeming like a fun kind of like, of course we can bend the rules a little bit to like, oh my gosh, I just put Sirius in grave danger.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's putting him in grave danger specifically, but
just because he could be caught.
I guess he could be caught. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the main thing.
I suppose. Yeah. Yep. But let's see. Then we've got, "All okay," he muttered to Mrs. Weasley and Tonks. "Don't think we were followed. Constant vigilance." Yeah, don't think we were followed. You have a magical eye, dude. That's Moody talking here. Yeah. And also, I mean, I don't know who, I guess, I don't know who you think would be following you. There are Death Eaters on the platform, so there's that to consider, you know?
They didn't follow you. They're here.
Yeah.
Dropping off Crabbe and Goyle and Draco and... Who else do we have?
Let's see. Do we have not like the Parkinsons? Not Theodore Knott.
Theodore Knott.
Knott, yes. Knott's kid is there.
Right. Yes. Oh, Knott.
Oh, Knott.
Is he even a Death Eater?
I mean, barely.
I know.
Oh, surely not.
Let's see here.
So Sturgis never shows up at all. It says, "I'll be reporting Sturgis to Dumbledore," said Moody. Yeah, where is he? Again, he's been imperious. So this is again, like they are so on the lookout for stuff, but they are determined to believe that Sturgis is like, just like
misbehaving
rather than something bad happened to him.
You're right. Like
you're right.
No one is concerned about Sturgis's health.
Right.
Like it's like that is the darndest thing. One of the people of our secret organization didn't show up.
Yeah.
Gosh darn it.
I know. I mean, he was on duty guarding against dark wizards, and now he's not here. What is the deal?
It's like,
guys,
be better at your jobs.
Be better at your jobs. At least you got Harry's luggage to the platform.
But there's that. There is that.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Right.
What I love though is that Harry is arriving to the platform with both of the last defense against the dark arts professors.
Oh, yeah.
Lupin and Moody are there.
You're right. You're right. Yep. Then you get a line from Moody that's going to come back to bite Harry later. Keep your head down and your eyes peeled, and don't forget, all of you, careful what you put in writing. If in doubt, don't put it in a letter at all. Basically, later, Harry is going to have a situation where he wants to write to Sirius, and Hermione is going to remind him of this advice from Moody, and it's going to be like, yeah.
Fine, I won't.
And it's like, it's good advice. Like, you understand why he's giving it, but it's once again going to also provide a backbone for one of like the narrative essentials, which is that Harry always has to have limited access to people who could help him.
Right. Yeah.
And obviously this is going to be true now because once he's at school, it's like he doesn't have many people he can trust. He's going to have Umbridge, who he's up against. McGonagall is going to be incredibly tight-lipped about everything, and Dumbledore won't talk to him. So it's like,
right.
Like it's like he's
left on his own.
He's always on his own.
Always on his own in these cases.
Yeah.
Yep. But they get on the train, and we have the great black dog reared on its hind legs and placed its front paws on Harry's shoulders. But Mrs. Weasley shoved Harry away toward the train door, hissing, "For heaven's sake, act more like a dog, Sirius." Which I'm like, well, for heaven's sake, don't say his name.
Not out loud.
Come on, you even have like Snuffles. You have.
That's another one that is so bad. I mean, it goes back to like the Witherwings thing.
Yes.
It's like big old Witherwings.
Witherwings. Wink, wink. Watch her, Harry.
I know. It's just it never goes well. But this is like the moment where, because Mrs. Weasley specifically says Sirius's name out loud.
Yeah.
It's like, if anything, she is actually compromising him in this situation more than Sirius is compromising himself.
Absolutely. That's what's happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, then the other thing I wrote down here, this is just an interesting little piece of trivia. Not even that interesting, just it helps me to do it this way. But there is Molly, Arthur, Mad-Eye, Lupin, Tonks, and Sirius, aka Snuffles. So 6 total people in the guard.
Okay.
Yeah.
On the way to platform 9 3/4.
On the way to platform 9 3/4. So
okay.
I just wanted to keep that piece of data like logged away in my mind. You know, it's usually 7, but this time it's 6.
This time it's 6. Yeah. All right. And then you get a nice little like look at the constant difference between Ron and Hermione here, where she says, "He shouldn't have come with us," said Hermione in a worried voice. And Ron's like, "Oh, lighten up. He hasn't seen daylight for months, poor bloke." And you've got like the classic like logic versus common sense like approach that these two always have to things.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you definitely got the or worse, expelled, kind of like tone coming from Hermione, who of course wants to be more on the cautious side of things than Ron, who's sort of like, people gotta live.
Right. It's like, well, what's the point of even being here if you're just, yeah, exactly.
Right. Like there's actually a kind of interesting moment. I always found this to be a little bit fascinating in the story Project Hail Mary, where at one point in time, there's a scenario that presents itself that might require the astronaut in space to have to like just eat like astronaut paste. Like flavorless paste for like a huge extended amount of time. And he basically it's like, despite the fact that he will have food, it's like, that is an inhumane way to exist.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, it is unacceptable. Like, yes, I can technically survive just eating this like toothpaste nutrient sludge, but I won't do it.
Yeah.
Like, and it's, I always appreciate that just like a little bit, because it's sort of like, okay.
Yeah. It's like Mark Watney and the potatoes.
Yes, precisely. Yeah.
And honestly, I was just thinking about this. I always think about that line from Wally where it's like, I don't want to survive, I want to live. And so like Hermione in this situation is more on the survive side of the argument. And Ron's like, well, he's got to live, or what's the point of surviving?
Yes.
But then you can bring that sentiment right back down to the prophecy itself, which is neither can live while the other survives.
You're exactly correct. Oh, that was well set up by you.
Thank you.
Well done.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yeah.
Because you're also right. Like, we keep talking about Harry being like like everybody's trying to give Harry his childhood. Like Dumbledore is trying not to put too much on him, but Harry cannot like live properly.
Right.
Until
he can't have that childhood.
Right. Like it's like that Voldemort has taken that from him.
Yeah.
He's taken his childhood from him.
Yeah.
It's like it is so unacceptable. Childhood is one of the most pure things that there is.
Well, that's Voldemort's plan. He's like, he can't understand any of that stuff.
I know.
It's like, yeah.
Yes.
It's like if he just let Harry live, he might have had a better chance,
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Or I think we said that in a video recently. It's like if Voldemort could so easily win the war by just ignoring Harry completely.
If he put no stock in the prophecy, he'd be fine.
Yes, exactly.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Yep. Even when he comes back, he's like, just ignore, like, even if Harry is there and just alive, like, just don't worry about him.
Right.
He can't do anything.
But that's not good enough.
But he can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if he could, then he wouldn't be Voldemort. That's the thing. That's the
because
thing.
because if he could, he wouldn't be Voldemort. And that is what it always comes down to with Voldemort.
Yes.
Yes. It's like if he could show remorse, he wouldn't be Voldemort.
Right. It's like you think it's so easy. It's like, yes, it is, but he can't, because then he wouldn't have done the other things either.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, so now we're on the Hogwarts Express, and this is like one of those moments where like Harry spent the entire summer basically feeling as though he's going to be expelled. He's not going to get to go back to school with Ron and Hermione. And now here he is. He's on the train. It's like, okay, all the darkness is over. Number 12 is behind me. I'm going home.
Yeah.
And Harry's like, okay, where should we sit? And then Hermione is going to say, well, Ron and I are supposed to go into the prefect carriage, said Hermione awkwardly. Ron wasn't looking at Harry, and Harry's like, oh, right. Fine.
Yeah.
And so it's like right away, like one of the things that like he does, like one of the like quintessential parts of going to Hogwarts for Harry is taken. He doesn't have his two best friends.
Right. So like, and that's something he's even going to say. It's like he's never ridden the Hogwarts Express without Ron before.
Right.
So like that immediate change. Harry is immediately alone, separated from his two best friends. Yep. And then, Ron at least has the tact to say, it's a pain having to go down there. I'd rather, but we have to. I mean, I'm not enjoying. I'm not Percy. He finished definitely.
Oh, I know you're not, said Harry, and he grinned.
Yeah. It's like, I love that about Ron. It's like, he's just like, he kind of gets it,
Ron has definitely got like a decent amount of like awareness about this situation.
Yes.
In particular, not all situations for Ron, but this one he does seem to have a pretty good pulse on.
Yeah.
But then fortunately, Ginny says, "Come on, if we get to move on, we'll be able to save them places." So this is even something where even just like 1 year later, the idea of like Ginny being the person to be like, why don't we go sit together?
Yeah.
It's like that would be like, whoa.
Yeah, I know.
But instead,
no.
And then and instead, actually, I think in year 6, Ginny is like, I need to go find Dean.
Yes.
Or is it Dean or Michael Corner?
I think it's Dean.
Okay.
At the start of year 6.
Yeah. So it's like, and then like the monster inside of him
is like, huh? Who's that?
the Dean.
Who's this Dean character?
Oh man.
So as they're trying to find seats, though, Harry could not help noticing that a lot of people stared back at him with great interest, and several of them nudged their neighbors and pointed him out. So this is just like the fresh round of rumors and confusion about what happened last year, and he's like starting to experience it.
Yeah, exactly that. And it's kind of like, people have been reading the Daily Prophet all summer. They've been seeing like all the very like slight, kind of like pokes that they've been sort of putting in his general direction, as well as Dumbledore's. So it's, he's definitely becoming like a little bit of like a social pariah at the moment. And it was the very last character they brought into Neville Longbottom, who obviously Neville ends up having a great arc, pretty much starting at this moment, going through to the end of the story, where he's just going to be on an upward trajectory the whole time.
Yep.
But Neville, obviously, as far as Harry feeling a little like lonely and outcast-ish, is probably not going to be the most comforting, like, yes, Neville, my dear boy.
Yeah.
Like Neville has also found himself without anywhere to sit.
Yeah, pretty much. Feeling like lonely himself, which is fitting, because this is you'll eventually learn, of course, that Neville was the other one the prophecy could have like applied to. And here you have both of them kind of like alone, but fighting each other.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yep.
Let's see here. And he's maintaining a one-handed grip on a struggling toad, Trevor.
Who he still has. Look at that. What do you know?
Good for him.
Yeah, do you feel like any of in this book in particular, that Trevor is going to be like a little like Umbridge, like one hand on the toad,
Keep one hand on the toad.
Keep one hand, keep a weather out here.
Right.
Yeah.
Hi, Harry, he panted. Hi, Jenny. Everywhere's full. I can't find a seat. And then what's funny about this, obviously, is that this is Neville, who's also having difficulty finding like his space or whatever. And then Ginny's like, what are you talking about? There's room in this one. There's only Loony Lovegood in here.
Which I can't believe Ginny calls her Loony right here.
All I can think here, and this would be my take, is that Ginny is not saying it the same way that other people say it.
Right.
Like she's not making fun of her. I mean, I think it's a weak argument because I don't think you should call her by this nickname, but like that's the best I got.
Like maybe she thinks they know her title by reputation or something.
Maybe that, like it's sort of like if she just said like Loony Lovegood's in here, that they'd be like, who?
Right.
But like maybe Loony Lovegood helps them understand.
It does help that the next thing she says is like, don't be silly. She's all right.
Right. And that's the thing is that they're in the same year. So these two would have, grown up together in some capacity. They would have been classes probably
maybe
together.
Harry's year never has classes with the Ravenclaws.
Well, I knew you were going to bring that up too. But somehow, some way, they seem to know each other.
They do seem to know each other. Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so she walks in. Hi, Luna. Is it okay if we take these seats? And the girl beside the window looked up. She had straggly waist-length, dirty blonde hair, very pale eyebrows, and protuberant eyes that gave her a permanently surprised look. Harry knew at once why Neville had chosen to pass this compartment. The girl gave off an aura of distinct dottiness. And I went through and just took the liberty of drawing a bunch of dots around the word dottiness.
Oh, there you go. Very dotty.
Exactly. Yes, precisely. Yes. Yeah. You could also think of them as like Raxperts, but
yeah, sure.
Any which way, whatever works best for you. Perhaps it's the fact that she stuck her wand behind her left ear for safekeeping, or they'd chosen to wear a necklace of butterbeer caps, or that she was reading a magazine upside down. Her eyes ranged over Neville and came to rest on Harry. She nodded.
It is one of the best single paragraph character introductions ever.
It is. Yes, it's wonderful. It really is. Yeah. Thanks, said Ginny, smiling at her. Harry and Neville stowed the trunks in Hedwig's cage in the luggage rack and sat down. The girl called Luna watched them over her upside-down magazine, which was called The Quibbler. She did not seem to blink as much as normal humans. She stared and stared at Harry, who had taken the seat opposite of her and now wished he had not.
I know. Quite a first impression for Harry.
Yes.
And then she's just kind of like, had a good summer, Luna? Yes. You're Harry Potter. I know I am. He's like, and I don't know who you are. Neville laughs at her and she turns on him and is like, I don't know who you are.
Right. Yes.
Which this is a setup for go ahead.
I was just going to say, this is another like little situation that I think is again going to be like a little equal but opposite, because like it goes to show that like Harry's fame, which he hates, precedes him.
Yeah.
Like, but it's like one of those things where it was like, it was going to be one of these two boys.
Exactly.
Like, and take the entire script, flip it on its head, have Voldemort attack Neville as a baby, and this entire situation goes differently.
Right.
If anything, we are living in the alternate reality where the story is called Harry Potter and not Neville Longbottom.
Right.
And there's a separate reality that exists out there where this entire situation just is flipped.
Right. Yeah. It's Neville Longbottom and the Order of the Phoenix.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Exactly. But yeah, this is definitely supposed to draw the contrast between Harry and Neville. So Luna already knows who Harry is, and like Harry's like, I know exactly who I am. And Neville, she says, I don't know who you are. And Neville's like, I'm nobody. I don't even know who I am.
It's like, it's okay. You have your glow up coming. It's fine. You're almost
You sure do. You sure do. Let's see. And then Ginny, of course, says, no, you're not. Neville Longbottom, Luna Lovegood. Luna's in my year, but in Ravenclaw. So there's that. And then Luna does her little sing-song, wit beyond measure is man's greatest treasure, said Luna. So just like, I guess it's interesting. I think it's interesting that you're immediately introduced to her as the Ravenclaw, because she's unlike any of the other Ravenclaws you're going to meet.
Yeah. And this is actually, it's like one of those things when I go back to like a very, very, very early J versus Ben, I am fairly certain I got the question, which house is Luna Lovegood in, wrong.
Oh, no.
Because, I mean, it's like, obviously, like once you've really spent like a lot of time with the story at all, you know that she's in Ravenclaw, and her relationship with Ravenclaw is deeply important to the outcome of the story, because it's how Harry goes to find the diadem.
Right.
But like, she read to me the way that I interpreted Hufflepuffs.
Right.
Like was I think like what happened a little bit. So you're right. Like she's a bit of like an outlier within Ravenclaw, but that's also where she kind of has this like Cloud Cuckoo Lander like situation going on, where it's like, because she's so odd, a lot of the things that she says, it's easy to question. but the reality is that she's oftentimes right.
Yes. Yeah. It's like one of those, like, the Cloud Cuckoo Lander, like you said, like it's, that like 1 out of 10 things they say is like more correct than everything else in the room.
Right.
And it's just like, but the other times it's sort of like, we can't really take you seriously, which makes them very effective, like red herring machines and like foreshadowing devices and all that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So Harry's just sort of sitting there like in like a state of general discomfort. Like it's just been like an odd, unsettled sort of day.
Yeah.
One moment the carriage was full of sunlight and the next they were passing beneath ominously gray clouds.
Yes. And so the weather so often in this book is going to be reflective of Harry's mood or else what is coming for Harry. So even this, it's like it's sunlight and then it's ominously gray clouds. So this is clearly foreshadowing like Umbridge and the difficult year ahead that Harry is having.
Yep, precisely that. Yep. So then Neville chimes in though, guess what I got for my birthday? And I love that Harry's like, I don't remember all. like,
oh, I don't know.
No, said Neville, I could use one though. Lost the old one ages ago. No, look at this. And I'm going to let you take over from here because I know you have a theory.
Oh, I absolutely do. So Neville produces the Mimbulus Mimbletonia, he says proudly, which is also going to be the first password of the year. And the Mimbulus Mimbletonia is a really interesting little plot device we have here because the Mimbulus Mimbletonia is going, like, we're going to keep an eye on it throughout the book. It is going to represent one Harry Potter himself.
Okay, let me pause there because I like to interject with my part of this theory.
Okay.
So Jay says the Mimbulus Mimbletonia equals/is Harry Potter. This is the description of the Mimbulus Mimbletonia. It was pulsating slightly, giving it the rather sinister look of some diseased internal organ. The Chosen One, people.
The Chosen One.
It
sounds to me kind of like barbecue Voldemort in the train station, you know? Maybe it looks more like the Voldemort just now.
Okay.
Yeah, piece of Voldemort's soul inside of him. Let me see. I'm going to go ahead. I actually marked it. Said verse. I have 865. Let me go see what I marked on that page because that was a few weeks ago when we were on tour. But I'm going to get there. Here it is, 865. Boom. So what I have here is that Neville was stroking his Mimbulus Mimbletonia, which has grown a great deal over the year and now made odd crooning noises when touched, just like Harry. No, the point is that it is going to have grown a lot over the year.
Wow, what a beautiful metaphor.
Yeah. I'm like, I want to go back and listen to what I said. I know I had a much more elegant way of explaining this when we were on tour.
There is more to it. Like I completely know what you're talking about because the very next thing that's going to happen. Well, first a little piece of trivia. My great uncle Algie got it for me in Assyria. So there's Uncle Alphard who gave Sirius all of his gold that he has, and Uncle Algie who gives Neville his Mimbulus Mimbletonia. So just those two little Uncle A names there for you. And obviously Neville's going to see if he can breed it. But Harry's going to respond with, does it do anything, he asked. And Neville's like, loads of stuff. It's got an amazing defense mechanism. Hold Trevor for me.
Amazing defensive mechanism. Who does that sound like?
Harry.
Yes. Right? Yeah, because what Voldemort tries to possess him, but he can't, you know? He can't do it.
Also, Harry is like spectacular at defense against the dark
defensive magic in general, especially after someone holds the toad for him.
Yes, exactly. I literally... I love this because it's very like a la hold my beer. Yeah. But this was just Neville saying, quick, hold my frog.
Quick, hold my toad. I'm in.
But what's going to happen here, though, is that he is going to hold up the Mimbulus Mimbletonia, his tongue between his teeth, chose a spot, and gave the plant a sharp prod with the tip of his quill. Liquid squirted from every boil on the plant, thick, stinking, dark green jets of it.
Gross.
Maybe that's like the Voldemort soul inside of him. You know, it's like it's just a big drink.
No, what's real? Okay, I'm remembering more of my metaphor as we get back into the chapter.
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm poking fun at you.
Yes, well, while Neville's poking the Mimbulus Mimbletonia. But here's the real comparison: is that here we have at the beginning of the year we have the gross-looking Mimbulus Mimbletonia right here or whatever. And
not even crooning
yet. I mean, come on. But what is going to happen is that when Neville pokes it even slightly, it is going to erupt on everybody around him. And I don't know if you guys have been paying attention so far to this book, but every time Harry in this book gets like lightly poked by anyone around him, he does the exact same thing. He is going to be erupting on everyone.
It's going to keep happening. And I think Hermione a couple of times is going to have to like really be like, and Harry, I would appreciate it if you would stop like losing your head every time your Ron says something.
Yes.
Like it is not our fault. We are on your side.
Right. Also, this is another part of it is that, as I said, the first password is going to be Mimbulus Mimbletonia. But don't forget that Harry is the Mimbulus Mimbletonia. So even though Dumbledore is apparently ignoring Harry, the password is just Harry Potter. Okay.
Okay. Right. Yes. Of course. Yeah. So that is what Dumbledore is subtly hinting is sort of like, it's like, Harry, this is me speaking to you in code.
In code. Wink, wink.
Via your roommate's new plant.
Exactly.
You get it, right?
You get it.
You get all my codes.
It's one of those things that I don't think is very, it's more of a literary device for the reader, I think, than it is for the characters.
I understand completely. And I just think it's so silly to imagine our glorious golden Harry Potter as the Mimbulus Mimbletonia.
I know. And yet it's going to keep coming up where I think, did I even have more on this particular page? Let me see. No, I have more to come up with later on. Page 865 and 864 are really important to this particular chapter.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll come back to it.
We'll come back to him.
Yeah. Okay. So let's see here. So the dark green jets of pus go everywhere.
One of my least favorite words.
Yeah. And Neville's going to be like, sorry, I haven't tried that before.
To which I'm like, what?
I put in all caps, really?
He said, what's it do? Loads of stuff. Oh, haven't tried it though. Don't actually know this is going to work.
I can't believe in that moment, it's almost as if like Neville received this as a gift, was so excited and was just waiting for his gran to ask at any point in time what it did.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm not asking you about that. I want no demonstrations.
None. So Neville, I can just imagine all summer has been like showing up to like the breakfast table in the morning, like with his plant, setting it on the table and like looking from the plant to her to hit, like, you know, back and forth.
Yeah.
It's like, you want to ask me what it does? You want to ask me what it does? So finally someone has asked him and therefore he's like, let me show you.
Ready? You got something sharp? Oh my gosh. I hate this too. It is described as smelling like rancid manure, which is disgusting, but worse when you read this sentence where it says, Stinkstap's not poisonous, he added nervously as Harry spat out a mouthful onto the floor. Like, I would be so mad. I'd be like, I'm moving.
That's
See ya.
Yes.
I'm going to go find Dean. Who are Seamus and Dean sitting with that Neville couldn't sit with them? You know?
It's true.
Right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
They're down there having a laugh with Lavender and Parvati, as far as I can tell.
Right. Yeah. That's probably it. That's probably it. I love my little note here. He says, sorry, I haven't tried that before. Didn't realize it'd be quite so. And I wrote in, quite so what, Neville? Quite so what?
Quite so what?
Like, you knew it would do something. What did you think it would do?
You knew it was going to do something to that effect, right?
Yeah.
And as ever, the absolute most embarrassing moment of Harry's entire life, as far as I can tell. This is when one Cho Hot Lips Chang decides to make her presence known and open the door.
That's right. Hot Lips, by the way, is a very, very old reference from the pandemic times when we would do all these trivia nights on the Super Carlin Brothers YouTube channel. And somehow, some way, Cho Chang turned into Cho Hot Lips Chang.
H-A-W-T.
H-A-W-T. That's right. Yeah. We all know how it's spelled. But in case people are like, why are you calling Cho Hot Lips?
Cho Hot Lips Chang.
That's why.
Yes.
Now you're in on the joke.
What you guys need to do, and you don't have to do this or anything, but if it were me, I would maybe head to the Cho Chang Wikipedia page and just like add it in, you know? put it under aliases.
It'll be fine.
See if someone can do it and get a screenshot and send it to us.
There we go.
Let's make it canon.
Yeah, Wikipedia is going to give us a cease and desist order one of these days.
This is the fandom wiki, okay?
Oh, the fandom wiki.
The fandom wiki.
I thought you meant the real Wikipedia.
Do you think Cho Chang has a real Wikipedia page?
Almost certainly.
You think so?
I do think so.
Like the actress or the real Cho Chang, or like the character Cho Chang?
The character Cho Chang.
You think? Oh. Okay.
I bet she does.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just spitballing here.
She might.
I'm just stink sapping.
Just think sapping over here.
Anyway, Cho arrives.
She arrives.
Yes, very pretty girl with long, shiny black hair. Was standing in the doorway smiling at him. She was the seeker on the Ravenclaw Quidditch team. We all know that, but I was just reminding you. Oh, hi, said Harry blankly. Said Cho. Well, just thought I'd say hello. Bye then.
Oh, poor Harry and Cho. I mean, between Neville and Ron, they just don't even get a chance. You know?
Not truly. Yeah, no. Like later, Ron is going to be talking to her and she's going to be wearing like a Tuts Hill Tornadoes badge. And Ron's going to be like, do you even support them or is it just because they've gotten good lately?
Yeah.
And
Hermione's like, what is the difference? It's like, it means she's not a real fan.
She wanted to talk to Harry, you idiot.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So that didn't go very well.
Yeah, it does not go. And then Harry even reflects on it. Says he would have liked Cho to have discovered him sitting with a group of very cool people, laughing their heads off at a joke he'd just told. He would not have chosen to be sitting with Neville and Looney Lovegood, clutching a toad and dripping in stink sap. Oh my gosh, about as bad as it could go. However, if we look at pages 864 and 865,
yell it on me.
Yeah, I will. This exact scene basically repeats itself on the train ride home. And it's going to go like this. Harry looked around. Cho was passing, accompanied by Marietta Edgecombe, who was wearing a balaclava. His and Cho's eyes met for a moment. Cho blushed and kept walking. Harry looked back down at the chessboard just in time to see one of his pawns chased off in its square by Ron's knight. So basically what's going to happen here is that Harry is about as embarrassed as he could be here that Cho Chang saw him in this way. But on the return ride home, he's going to be sitting with the same people, but instead of being concerned that he was sitting I wish I was sitting in a compartment full of cool people. It's like, well, guess what? Come the end of the year, he does think they're cool people.
It's just, it's the same people. His perspective has changed.
His perspective has changed.
Yeah.
And the same girl comes up and he no longer cares about impressing her at all because his perspective has changed. You might say he's grown, like a Mimbulus Mimbletonia.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe you went there.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, but then I do think this is an interesting moment in response to this because basically the rest of the cabin, also covered in stink sap, is watching this terribly awkward exchange unfold. Mm-hmm. But amongst those ranks is, of course, Ginny.
Oh, she knows what's up.
She knows exactly.
She's like, what you doing here?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So basically, I feel like what Ginny is witnessing is Cho possibly being a little bit okay, never mind. Essentially, I'm going to leave.
Bad time.
Yeah, exactly. And Ginny's like, never mind. Look, we can get rid of all that easily. And she pulled out her wand. Scourgify. The stink sap vanished.
Nice.
And so it's it's like this to me feels like Ginny follows. I think she's got a lot of both of her parents. She's obviously got a lot of Molly's fire, in terms of her sort of intensity and power and stuff like that. But obviously Molly does operate a very full household of people, and Molly is very good at some of the householdy type of charms, which I only bring up simply because Tonks, who is an Auror, struggled to eliminate and clean Hedwig's cage back at Privet Drive. So I feel like there's a piece of Molly's both handiness, but also ferocity that we're seeing in Ginny here.
Yeah. There's also, I feel like maybe what she's trying to be is okay, Cho Chang was just here. Clearly it bothered Harry, but I'm the one who's already sitting here, Harry. And look, you know what I noticed? Scares easy.
Scares easy.
Stink sap, watch this. Gone. Fixed it.
It's not even a problem.
Not even a problem. It's a real woman, solved that problem.
Yeah. Wow.
Shots fired.
Shots have been fired. You have put serious words inside of Ginny's mouth.
Is that not what she's doing here?
I think that she is proving a point. I
that
think
point.
It's for Ginny to say.
It's for Ginny to say.
It's for Ginny to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. Harry, Ginny, and Neville had finished their pumpkin pasties and were now busy swapping chocolate frog cards when the compartment door slid open and in walked Ron and Hermione, accompanied by Crookshanks and a shrilly hooting pigwidgeon.
Just walking around with their pets.
Yeah, right. It seems like you would have dropped them off earlier.
Yeah.
I'm also in love with this note that I wrote, which was just Avengers. Assemble.
They're all here now.
We've got this is the crew. This is the crew that will go to the ministry later.
Yeah, it absolutely is, and fittingly, it is gonna. Ron's first thing when he gets in is say, "I'm starving," said Ron, storing Pigwidgeon next to Hedwig, grabbing a chocolate frog from Harry, throwing himself into the next seat. He ripped open the wrapper and bit the frog's head off, which is a absolute reference to Umbridge.
It 100% is. Yes. We have personified the chocolate frog as Dolores Jane Umbridge.
And these 6 are going to do something about it.
Bite her head off.
Metaphorically. What they're actually going to do is abandon her with a herd of angry centaurs.
That's it.
Some would say it's worse.
You are on a different level today.
Thank you, I think.
For sure. Some would say it was worse. Oh my gosh, I'm crying. Okay, so we get an explanation as to a little bit of prefect lore here. There are 2 prefects from each house, said Hermione, looking thoroughly disgruntled as she took her seat. Boy and girl from each. And guess who's a Slytherin prefect, said Ron, still with his eyes closed. Malfoy, replied Harry at once, his worst fear confirmed.
Why does Dumbledore do this?
It's a bad choice.
Why does he do it? I don't understand this move by Dumbledore at all. Like what?
It makes me feel like Snape got to pick the Slytherin prefix and Dumbledore was like, move over, Minerva. I got business to do here.
Yeah.
And Minerva was like, are you sure?
Yeah, sure, because I already put Harry down. Felt pretty obvious.
He is like, oh boy, like, you mean,
oh, guy.
Like Ron is,
well. Go ahead and pencil Ron Weasley in for you there, Minerva. All right. Snape, you need help? Nope, I see you got Draco down. We're good.
This is all working out just great.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand where it's like, if you're Dumbledore, it's like, maybe picking Crabbe or Goyle would have been okay, that was so clearly stupid. But Blaze Zabini right there,
Right there.
Right there.
Yes. I mean, he does seem like the better choice.
He seems like the better choice if you're Dumbledore.
Yeah, Malfoy's gotten into a fair bit of trouble on his own. And his dad's Lucius.
Exactly. Remember, Lucius literally bullied the other governors into getting you kicked out of the school. You were the headmaster, man. If I'm you, I'm also, Lucius gave the diary to Ginny,
which opened the Chamber of
Secrets and nearly killed 5 people and a cat. Okay.
His son, though.
But you know what?
He's different.
His son, Harry just reported that Lucius Malfoy was in the graveyard, is a Death Eater still, and you're go ahead, make Draco a prefect.
Give him power over Harry.
That's what I should do. It's not like this is an unknown rivalry to you,
Oh, of course not.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just absolutely ridiculous. And then, so then we've also got that complete cow, Pansy Parkinson, said Hermione viciously. It's whoa, man, okay, gloves coming off on Hermione there, too. Yeah. Let's see here. Who's Hufflepuff? Harry asked. Ernie Macmillan and Hannah Abbott, said Ron thickly. And Anthony Goldstein and Padma Patil for Ravenclaw, said Hermione.
I wonder how Parvati feels about that.
I know. Yeah, but I mean, she was never going to beat Hermione.
Oh, I mean, for sure.
There was literally no chance.
There was no chance. But that's what people thought about Ron,
That's true. Yeah, I don't know. I would have picked, maybe it's good to have his 2 best friends in a position of power just in case. But that's another one where it's pick Dean.
Pick Dean.
Dean seems pretty good at stuff.
He seems pretty good. You
know? Yeah, as far as we can tell, he's good at drawing.
Good drawing. Yeah.
He's okay at Quidditch eventually.
Eventually, yeah. Also goes out with Ginny, But I think like the real reason it's good that we bring up Padma because now we can finally talk about. And look, if you guys were tired of Hermione, I got great news for you.
Buckle up.
Buckle up for the RedMoon train, y'all.
We are going to unashamedly point all of our effort towards converting as many of you people to Ron and Luna
shippers
as we possibly can.
Enter this now. You went to the Yule Ball with Padma Patil. Now, notice right away, you guys, that Luna didn't go to the Yule Ball and is pretty socially awkward.
Right.
She has apparently sort of one friend, Ginny. And you know who she knows about? Ginny's brother's date to the Yule Ball.
Yeah.
There you go.
How about that? A bit. She didn't know Neville's name at all, and Neville went with Ginny.
Yeah, exactly. She didn't know Neville's name at all, but she knows who Padma Patil went to the ball with. I'm just saying.
That's right. Everyone turned to look at Luna Lovegood, who was gazing unblinkingly at Ron over the top of the quiver.
I mean, this is how she's greeted everyone so far, but
well, it's true. It's true. Yeah. But then Ron's gonna go. Yeah, I know I did.
I know.
And she didn't enjoy it very much.
Yeah.
Luna informed him. She didn't think you treated her very well because you wouldn't dance with her. I don't think I would have minded, she added thoughtfully. I don't like dancing very much.
Now, this is a great sentence for all of you Ron and Luna shippers out there, because let me tell you something right here. Luna is remarkably well informed about how things went for old Padma Patil and Ron Weasley at the Yule Ball. Right down to saying she doesn't have great tact, but you know what? Neither does Ron. But what she says is, I don't think I'd have minded. Like, oh, I wouldn't have minded if you took me to the Yule Ball and didn't dance with me. I'd have been pretty okay with it because I don't like dancing. But that's patently false, because if we get fast forward to Bill and Fleur's wedding,
right,
Luna's going to be out there dancing solo on the dance floor.
Some type of like swatting the rack spurts away from her head or something like that. Yeah, yes. Exactly.
And during that scene, I want to say that one Ron Weasley is looking on saying, she grows on you, Luna.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's like watching her.
He's watching her. He's out there. And this is when Ron's like in like hot Hermione pursuit.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Exactly. So this is a big one. Ron stared up at the cover with his mouth hanging open for a few seconds, then looked around at Ginny for some kind of explanation, but Ginny had stuffed her knuckles in her mouth to stop herself from giggling. Ron shook his head bemused.
Ginny's like, this is the best flirting I've ever seen.
She's like, not only is it awesome to see Luna like stepping up to the plate, but making my older brother uncomfortable.
She's like,
win-win.
This is a win-win. Also, she's like, hey, Neville, where can I get one of these plants in case I see Cho Chang again?
Oh man. Let's see here.
So anyway, they start talking about the prefix stuff, and they say, we're supposed to patrol the corridors every so often. And he says, I can't wait to get Crabbe and Goyle for something. And Hermione's like, you're not supposed to abuse your position. And Ron, again, fairly points out, he's like, oh, yeah, because Malfoy's not going to abuse it.
Right. Yes, exactly. And it's definitely like, again, we have a very like the same but opposite situation going on with how they like relate to their roles as prefix.
Yeah.
Like it's like they're both prefix. They both have a belief about what that means, and they couldn't be more different from each other.
Right.
Yes.
Hermione's is obviously the more like logical, like optimistic view, and Ron's is like the like common sense, like look at exactly how things are, Hermione.
Right. Yeah. Yes. And she's like, so you're just going to descend to his level? And he's like, no, I'm just going to make sure I get his mates before he gets mine.
Yeah, just good looking out. Come on, Hermione.
Precisely. Yeah. For heaven's sake, Ron. Like,
sounding a lot like Mrs. Weasley.
It sure is. But I also have like a giant, like, compare these two situations with how Luna is relating to Ron in this situation and how Hermione is relating to Ron in this situation.
Oh.
You got Luna over there being like, I wouldn't have minded if we didn't dance. And then Hermione's like, oh, Ron.
Yeah. Stop doing things wrong.
We may as well start calling it Ron.
Ron
G. Weasley.
Ron G. Weasley.
Oh my God. If his middle name started with a G, it would be the funniest thing ever.
Oh, that'd be great.
Especially because Weasley, it's like, so if you put like W, Ron, G, it would spell like last initial, first name, middle initial.
Spell it wrong.
Wrong.
Yeah, there you go. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Sadly, his middle name is Bilius.
Yeah.
So it doesn't work.
Different.
We just got Rube. No, that's not it.
Romb.
Roast beef Weasley over there.
Okay. There we go. Anyway.
Yeah. And anyway, then Ron is going to go ahead and make the hilarious joke. I'll make Goyles do lines, said Ron. He lowered his voice to Goyle's low grunt and screwed up his face in a pain concentration, mimed writing, I must not look like a baboon's backside. To which everyone thinks is funny, but nobody laughed harder than Luna Lovegood, who let out a scream of mirth that caused Hedwig to wake up and flap her wings indignantly. Yeah. Oh my.
She laughed so hard that her magazine slipped out of her grasp, slid down her legs and onto the floor. That was funny. She gets him.
She does get him, you know?
Yeah, that's my yes.
Yeah. And you know what? She's laughing this hard. And here's my explanations. Because one, either this is the first joke Luna's ever heard in her whole life.
Right. Possible.
Or she's trying to impress Ron with how funny she thinks his joke is.
Even if it's not trying to impress, even if she just naturally thinks that he is like that funny.
Also that.
Not a bad thing.
Not a bad thing.
You know, not everybody like might think I'm funny, but hopefully my partner thinks I'm funny.
Exactly.
You know,
and I think that's really more it. I think Luna genuinely thinks this is just like rib cracking hilarious.
But that's just like good chemistry.
It's just good. I mean, exactly. They've known each other for like, what, 3 seconds? When's the last time Ron made Hermione laugh this hard?
Never. Until
the next movie.
In Half-Blood Prince, when they're going to be like, how old is Dumbledore anyway? And Ron's going to be like, 150? I don't know why that scene like gets our goat so bad, but it totally does.
It's just like, it's the absolute fake laughter of them all and the like not that funniness of the joke.
It's not that funny and it's the fake laughter. And it's it almost to me always feels like, why are the filmmakers being so lazy as to not take this again? Like, run another take. You can get a better laugh out of these kids.
You can do it.
They're pretty seasoned actors at this point.
Pretty seasoned.
Yeah. They can laugh.
As far as I can tell, even based on the rest of this movie, they're all pretty funny.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
But anyway, she's laughing so hard that Ron actually doesn't even know. And he go like if she's making fun of him or not. And he's like, "Are you taking the mickey?" said Ron, frowning at her. Baboon's backside. She choked, holding her ribs.
The ludicrously prolonged laughter of Luna Lovegood. I wish that was the chapter title.
Is that what you wrote?
No. That's just what I thought just now.
I like it. I like it. Yeah. Let's see here.
So whilst she has dropped the Quibbler, Harry picks it up and starts looking at some of the articles in here, and he realizes that one thing he's looking at is a fairly bad cartoon of Cornelius Fudge. To which I'm wondering, like, who draws these cartoons? You know, is this old Zeno?
It has to be Xenophilius.
It has to be Xenophilius? Yeah.
Yes. Is it described as being like crayon-like drawing, or do I just picture it that way?
Let's see. I don't think it describes it as a crayon drawing.
Okay. Fairly bad cartoon of Cornelius Fudge. Harry only recognized him because of the lime green bowler hat. One of Fudge's hands was clenched around a bag of gold. The other was throttling a goblin. The cartoon was captioned, "How far will Fudge go to gain Gringotts?"
Yeah.
Beneath this were the titles of other articles included in the magazine. Corruption in the Quidditch League. How the Tornadoes are taking control. That's a funny one as well as far as Luna and Ron is concerned, because
yes, it is.
This is Luna's dad's publication talking about how the Tornadoes are cheating.
Yes.
And Ron is going to jump down Cho, who the Tornadoes are her team's throat. Because of her fandom of it.
If only she had been there when Hermione and Ron were arguing, she could have been like, I agree with Ron. The Tornadoes have been using a combination of whatever.
Gum disease
and
wart cat powder
to take over the Quidditch League.
Right. Yeah.
Then Hermione would be like, what do you even know about Quidditch, Luna? And she'd be like, I'm a commentator next year.
Next year.
Yeah.
That's right. No, she take that under advisement.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to learn.
That's it. I'll show you what I know about Quidditch.
Secrets of the ancient runes revealed. Sirius Black, villain or victim. That's sort of an interesting one that I think posts as like a. Obviously, the story is ridiculous because they're going to believe that instead he is a singing sensation, which he most certainly isn't, by the name of Stubby Boardman. However, I do think it's funny that this is at least like a little bit of like a flag waving in the air that's kind of suggesting that the Quibbler might believe that Sirius isn't just a villain.
Right. Yeah. So there's at least that. They're like willing to consider unusual possibilities.
Yes.
Indeed. Yep. Then Harry, of course, wants to read the one about Sirius. Also a rather bad cartoon, which we have to assume also Xenophilius.
Almost certainly. Yep.
Almost certainly. Sirius, black as he's painted, notorious mass murderer, or innocent singing sensation. And this is, of course, the article that Kingsley was slyly trying to hand to Mr. Weasley while Mr. Weasley was inviting him over for meatballs.
Meatballs.
Yes.
That's exactly right. Yeah. And he's like, oh, yes, Sirius will find that very entertaining indeed. Because it says, startling new evidence has recently come to light that Sirius Black may not have committed the crimes for which he was sent to Azkaban. In fact, says Doris Perkis, trivia.
Doris Perkis.
Of 18 Acanthia Way,
Don't
Little
do it.
Norton. Don't ask. That one will not come out of the noggin again. Black may not have even been present at the killings. But people don't realize that Sirius Black is a false name, says Mrs. Perkis. The man people believe to be Sirius Black is actually Stubby Boardman, lead singer of the popular singing group The Hobgoblins, who retired from public life after being struck in the ear by a turnip at a concert at Little Norton Church Hall nearly 15 years ago. And she recognized him the moment she saw his picture in the paper. Stubby couldn't have possibly committed those crimes because on the day in question, he'd happened to be enjoying a romantic candlelit dinner with me. Oh my gosh. There's just an unbelievable amount of trivia inside of that entire thing.
There absolutely is, from Doris Perkis, who has a lot of problems. I love that like Xenophilius's like structure for basically every article is, here's what people think, but does he?
Yeah, yes, absolutely. Doesn't it literally use that exact
It
line?
does. The very next one is about Cornelius Fudge, and he says, let's see. Fudge has always insisted that he wants nothing more than to cooperate peacefully with the guardians of our gold. But does he? Sources close to the ministry have recently disclosed that Fudge's dearest ambition is to seize control of goblin gold supplies and that he will not hesitate to use force if need be.
Yeah, then he's referred to as Cornelius Goblin Crusher Fudge.
That's what his friends call him.
To which I wrote in like a nickname. One of B&J's favorite lines from the entire series is when Ron is using the autocorrect quill and he has written his name, property of Runil Waslib, into his copy of Half-Blood Prince. And Harry hands that copy to Snape in the bathroom after Sectum Sempra-ing Draco. And Snape is like, Runil Waslib.
Yeah. He was like, that's my nickname.
A nickname? That's what my friends call me.
I know what your nickname is, Potter.
Anyway, so I was making a joke to us for something that won't happen for like another 47 chapters.
Yeah, the real joke here is that it says Cornelius Goblin Crusher Fudge. That's what his friends call him. Because I'm like, what friends?
He doesn't have any
Doesn't have any friends. Come on, man.
Yeah, then it says he's always talking about the goblins he's had done in. He's had them drowned. He's had them dropped off buildings. He's had them poisoned. He's had them cooked into pies.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go. There we go. Yep. What is this? Hold on. I have a funny note here, I think. Oh. Let's see. He said, Harry did not read any further. Fudge might have had many faults, but Harry found it extremely hard to imagine him ordering goblins to be cooked in pies. And then I just added the note. Yeah. Well, ask him again at the end of the year.
Yeah. Fair enough. Let's see. He flicked through the magazine, pausing every few pages to read an accusation that the Tutshill Tornadoes were winning the Quidditch League by a combination of blackmail, illegal broom tampering, and torture.
Yeah. Well, how dare Cho support this?
That's exactly right. It sounds a little unethical to say the least.
To say the very least. Yes. Yeah. Of course, that's the team that Cho is a fan of. So again, too bad Luna wasn't there to just support Ron in his questioning of Cho's badge. Right.
Yeah. So then Ron's going to ask, anything good in there? And then Hermione is going to chime in, of course not. The quibble is rubbish. Everyone knows that.
Oh, Hermione's just batting 1,000 on this train ride.
She really is. Excuse me, said Luna. Her voice had suddenly lost its dreamy quality. My father's the editor. it's like, uh-oh, that's nightmare fuel right there.
I know.
That is
That'll
the literal
keep Ben
worst.
up for the rest of his life.
I would never sleep again.
Never sleep again.
And for good reason.
Yeah. It's got some interesting, it's quite, I'll have it back, please.
Thank you, said Luna coldly, leaning forward and snatched out of Harry's hand, rifling to page 57. Trivia,
yeah. Where's the runes, I guess, right? That's
right.
what she's looking at.
To turn your enemy's ears into kumquats.
Ah,
yes,
very
yes,
good.
indeed.
Excuse me, guy.
All good?
Yep.
Okay. Harry looked around and he had expected this, but he did not make the sight of Harry looked around. He had expected this, but did not make the sight of Draco Malfoy smirking at him between his cronies Crabbe and Goyle any more enjoyable.
Here comes Draco.
He showed up.
Yep.
And he's just come fully armed as well.
Yeah.
You see, I, unlike you, have been made a prefect, which means that I, unlike you, have the power to hand out punishments. Yeah, said Harry, but you, unlike me, are a git. So get out and leave us alone.
Yeah.
Got him.
Got him. Also, Ben, if you want to flip to page 864.
Oh my gosh.
The most important ones here.
Please tell me what happens.
I will tell you what happens. So right here, Draco's going to come in and taunt everybody and get everyone all mad and kind of walk away with the upper hand here. However, on the train ride home, firstly, Malfoy, Crabbe, and Goyle, who had clearly been waiting all week for the opportunity to strike without a teacher, witnesses attempted to ambush Harry halfway down the train as he made his way back from the toilet. The attack might have succeeded had it not been for the fact that they unwittingly chose to stage the attack right outside a compartment full of DA members who saw what was happening through the glass and rose as one to rush to Harry's aid. By the time Ernie McMillan, Hannah Abbott, Susan Bones, Justin Finch Fletchley, a.k.a. Jeff, Anthony Goldstein, and Terry Butte had finished with the wide variety of hexes and jinxes Harry had taught them. Malfoy, Crabbe, and Goyle resembled nothing more than 3 gigantic slugs. So
Amazing. So once again, yes, you're going to have just yet another occasion that's going to unfold involving all the same people, but they go in very different ways.
Yes.
Because Draco will kind of get like the last word in this particular exchange, but just basically by saying like, let's see here. Well, just watch yourself, Potter, because I'll be dogging your footsteps in case you step out of line.
Yeah.
And so this kind of hails back to like the Lee Jordan being like, nice dog, Harry, when they stepped onto the platform. So
yes.
the dogging is in italics here in the book. And that's sort of like suggesting that Draco knows the truth about Sirius.
Yes, it absolutely does. And him and Hermione pick up on this, but Ron does not. But then, of course, Harry immediately is like, he had thought Sirius coming with him to the station was a bit of a laugh, but suddenly it seemed reckless, if not downright dangerous. But it's a great case. It's again a case of Harry like blaming himself for basically everything, because at the end of the day, he's still impossible to get to. You know, Sirius is like perfectly protected at Grimmauld Place.
That's true. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and I mean, it probably wouldn't even be that unlikely that the opposition assumes they've got Sirius somewhere in hiding.
Yeah.
You know, everybody else except for like the government kind of knows some of the key pieces, I think.
Yeah. Let's see here. Them have as they move on, the weather continues to get bad. It says the weather remained undecided as they traveled farther and farther. Rain spattered the window in a half-hearted way. Then the sun put in a feeble appearance before clouds drifted over it once more. This is going to kind of be how Harry's year goes. He is going to have moments of sunlight, moments of rain, but never anything stable ever.
Yeah, it's just going to be kind of like ups, downs, all arounds, mostly downs in all arounds.
Mostly downs, lots of downs, for sure.
And detention.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the DA will be there.
The DA will
have
be
some
there.
good stuff.
Yeah, that's, you know, it's been really kind of like an interesting one as well, because this book, and everybody knows this is not like an astute observation about Order of the Phoenix, but it's a bit of a drag at the beginning because Harry's in such a terrible mood and it's so frustrating, and the opposition just seems to keep winning, and like everything just seems to keep getting worse. But it is kind of like a nice build up for like the second half of the book when things start going better for Harry. Where you kind of get to see maybe not like proper like sunshiny type of victories, but like he is making like headway.
Right. Yeah. So anyway, after that, Luna finishes reading the Quibbler, puts it around, and took to staring at everyone in the compartment instead. Great. Good for her.
Yeah, that's got to be fun.
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see here. So go ahead.
Oh, good. Yeah. Then they arrive at the station. Ron and Hermione are supposed to supervise all the kids or all the first years getting off. They disappeared from the carriage again, leaving Harry and the others to look after Crookshanks and Pigwidgeons. And look who volunteers to carry Pigwidgeon, you know? I'll carry that owl if you like, said Luna. Not the cat. Not the cat.
Not the cat. But
Yeah,
maybe
that Hermione girl, I didn't like her so much. But that Ronald boy,
he is funny.
He is pretty funny. And I would love to carry his owl for him, please. And thank you.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
So Harry does allow this. And now this is another like one of the things that Harry was like most looking forward to about coming back to school is just sort of like all the familiar sights and sounds and everything. And notably visiting with Hagrid. And unfortunately, this is like, this is one of the moments when he would normally hear Hagrid calling to round up all the first years to make their way across the lake to go in for their sorting ceremony. And unfortunately, that voice did not come. Instead, a quite different voice, a brisk female one, was calling, "First years, line up over here, please. All first years to me."
Yes, solid Grubbly plank right there.
Actually, I don't think it was my best.
No, okay. You want to try it again, or
let's? How does this one work? How does this one work?
Yeah, okay. Is she like a little bit sprout like with the booba tuba, or is it
first years? Line up over here, please. All first years to me.
Oh, solid. Yeah,
kind of seemed like somebody who I don't even know.
It kind of sounded like a goose.
Well, you know. That's what I got.
Very good. I liked it.
Thanks.
What's interesting about Grubbly Plank being the one to pick up the first years, though, is that it suggests that just because Hagrid's not there doesn't mean that the care of magical creatures teacher has to be the one to do it.
Right.
It suggests that what you really need, why the person picking the first years up to take them across the lake actually needs to be good with beasts more than they need to be like the groundskeeper or something. Because Grubbly Plank's not the groundskeeper in the meantime.
No, she's not at all. And so I think I think where you're going with this is obviously the belief that what actually charters the first years on the self-driving boats is the giant squid. And its many tentacles.
Pulling them across the lake.
Pulling across the lake. And sure enough, I mean, we know that Colin's younger brother, Dennis, falls in and the giant squid picks him up and puts him back in the boat.
It's right there. It's right underneath.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And otherwise, the boats are apparently if it's not the squid, the boats are apparently magically moving, but it's Hagrid taking them and he can't do magic.
He can't do magic. Exactly. And I think it's doubly interesting because what we're about to discover is the Thestrals, the invisible creatures that move the carriages up to the castle. Yeah. So the fact that a different magical creature is what moves the boats across the water, I think stands to reason.
Absolutely. Yeah. I forgot we were about to just meet the Thestrals, aren't we?
Yes.
That's going to happen right here in a couple pages. But let's see. So in any case, Professor Grubbly Plank is there. And Harry is immediately concerned. Where's Hagrid? And Ginny's like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, weird. And then it says Harry and Ginny became separated. Oh, finally, they're not going to get together anymore. Sorry.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it just kind of goes back to what we were saying before. So, yeah. Where's Hagrid? I don't know, said Ginny. We better get out of the way, though. We're blocking the door. And then it's going to cut to Harry saying seeing Hagrid again. One of the things he was most looking forward to. That's sort of kind of what I was just covering there.
Yes.
And so he's just immediately trying to convince himself he can't have left. He's got a cold or something.
Right.
He's trying to come up with some just explanation.
Yeah, just rationalize with himself here.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. And then when it walks over, it says, here stood 100 or so horseless stagecoaches that always took the students above first year up to the castle. So 100 or so horseless stagecoaches. I was like, is that math correct? And so basically what we typically assume is that we have 40 students per year. Roughly. So 5 boys, 5 girls, each house is 10 times 4 houses is 40 times 7 years is 280.
Right.
Minus 40 for the first years, which leaves you with, let's say it's 100 coaches for 240 people. That would be obviously easy math of 2.4 people per coach. You can't have 0.4 per people. So assuming maybe it's 3 to 4 people and it's not quite 100 and the math actually works.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All right, pretty good. That works out very nicely, except that for the first time ever, Harry is going to notice that they're not horseless. He does a double take. The coaches were no longer horseless. Of course, They never were. He supposed he would have called them horses, but we get the nice explanation of the Thestrals. Black coats cling to their skeletons, of which every bone was visible. So even this part of Hogwarts, the like whimsical horseless carriages are now suddenly like these creepy, evil-looking horses carrying them up to the castle.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes, which makes it seem much more menacing, even though Thestrals themselves are not actually inherently negative at all.
Yes, no, they're not. But it does like create this like eerie, sinister feeling as you go up to the castle for the first time, which is of course more of like how the year is going to end up going. Then Ron does catch up with them. "Where's Pig?" said Ron's voice. "That Luna girl was carrying him." Oh, look at that. Yep, Luna. She's like, "Yep, I got your owl, Ron.
I got you. Let's talk some more. Do you want to ride together?"
Yeah.
Let's see here. Seconds later, Hermione emerged panting from the crowd. Malfoy was being absolutely foul to a first year back there. "I swear I'm going to report him. He's only had his badge 3 minutes and he's using it to bully people worse than ever. Where's Crookshanks?" "Ginny's got him," said Harry.
Yeah.
There she is. So Harry's just sort of like, what am I? Just you guys just using me for all my where's your pets knowledge?
Basically. Oh, you know what? I just read another little note I had here. What I think is very much at play as well is that the Thestrals look like sinister and eerie, but by the end of the book you realize that they're not. They're super useful and good. Right. Whereas Umbridge is going to like look and act sweet and like innocent and dressed in pink and laces, like she's not evil, but of course nothing could be further from the truth.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Yes, yeah. The thing that's dressed like a pink gumball, very dangerous.
Very dangerous.
The very bat-like skeletal horse, completely kind.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, not bad at all.
Yeah.
Come on, let's get a carriage before they filled up. "Haven't got Pig yet," Ron said, but Hermione was already heading towards the nearest unoccupied coach. Harry remained behind with Ron. "What all those things do you reckon?" he asked Ron, nodding at the horrible horses as other students surged past them. "What things?"
Ugh.
"Those horses."
Ron and Hermione are going to be insufferable on this point.
They are. Yes, they are. Yeah, Luna appeared holding Pigwidgeon's cage in her arms. The tiny owl was twittering excitedly as usual. "Hey, you all," she said. "He's a sweet little owl, isn't he?" And it's like Ron is sometimes like annoyed with Pig, but this is her being like, "I like your owl.
I like your owl."
Yeah.
Do you want to go to a dance and not dance?
Sounds like fun.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah. Yeah. "He's all right," said Ron gruffly. "Well, come on then. What were you saying, Harry?" "I was just saying, what are all those horse things?" Harry said as he and Ron and Luna made for the carriages in which Hermione and Ginny were already sitting. "What horse things?" "The horses pulling the carriages," said Harry impatiently.
Yeah.
They were all, after all, about 3 feet from the nearest one.
Yeah.
It was watching them with empty white eyes. This is like where I'm like surprised. Do they make no noise?
I mean, they must not even make it like clip clops or something on the ground, right?
No clip clops at all?
No clip clops, no coconuts, you know?
No whimsy.
No whimsy. And he's like, well, what are you talking about? I'm talking about, he grabbed Ron's arm, wheeled him out. It's like, what am I supposed to be looking at? And it's like, Ron. Do you not remember in year 2 when Harry could hear this voice in the walls that no one else could hear, and it turned about to be this super dangerous monster that almost killed your sister? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that? Okay. Because now Harry's like, hey, look at this weird horse thing. And you're like, Harry, you're crazy, man.
There are no instances where you can see things I can't.
This has never happened before.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. So can't you see them? See what? Can't you see what's pulling the carriages? Are you feeling all right, Harry?
God, they just forget about magic so much.
Yeah. Harry felt utterly bewildered, because it's like he's being gaslit, kind of, but not really, because like Ron doesn't know either. Like Ron is not like being a jerk and like being like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. I do, but I'm not going to tell you that.
Yeah, right.
Like he doesn't know at all, but Harry is just sitting there being like, I must be going crazy.
I can't believe Harry is not like, here, give me your hand. That.
You touch it.
You touch it.
Yeah. If there's nothing there, run into it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Right.
Why don't you go ahead and run in between there then?
Exactly. Yeah. Or have Ginny do it. She's already fallen down 2 flights of stairs today.
Yeah. She's pretty invulnerable, it seems.
She'll bounce right off.
Yeah.
Yeah. The horse was there in front of him, gleaming solidly in the dim light issuing from the station windows. Behind them, vapor was rising from its nostrils in the chilly night air.
You can't see that?
I know. Yeah, right. Exactly. Apparently not. Apparently all aspects of it is invisible.
All aspects, even the mist coming from their nostrils.
It's nose moisture.
Yeah.
Yeah. The magic extends to the nose moisture.
Yeah. That is, undead nose moisture.
Right. Precisely. Yeah. Shall we get in then? Said Ron, looking uncertainly. Looking at Harry as though he was worried about him. Yeah, said Harry. Yeah, go on.
It's all right. You're not going mad or anything. I can see them too.
Can you? Said Harry desperately, turning to Luna. He could see the bat-winged horses reflected in her wide silvery eyes. Oh, yes, said Luna. I've been able to see them since my first day here. They've always pulled the carriages. Don't worry. You're just as sane as I am. Helpful.
Like maybe a little bit. Maybe she doesn't know, though. She's just like, yeah, they're there.
Right.
If you don't know what Thestrals are, but they've always been there, you'd be like, yeah, they're there.
Yeah. This is like the Cloud Cuckoo Lander, though. It's a character trope. This is a real thing. Luna is a very good example of this trope,
if not the most shining example.
Right. She might literally be the top one that comes up if you like read about it. But this is like an instance where there's been a lot of things about Luna that have seemed so quirky so far that it's like, even though she is confirming what Harry is also seeing, it's making him question like the reality because she seems so unbelievable.
Right.
And so it's like, it becomes like a great big mess. And I would just like to then also show and bring to attention here that I drew a picture of a Thestral on my page.
I love it.
Yeah. And it's even got Harry, Ron, Hermione, and Luna in there.
Super.
Pretty great. So just a reminder that if you sign up for an annual membership over on our Patreon there,
you might get that page.
You might get that page. And not only, do you get a page from one of our books, but you also get bonus content, ad-free listening, all sorts of great things over there. So be sure to check it out. Patreon.com/throughthegryffindor.
Man, if you get that page, you don't only get Ben's drawing, but the back of that page is a chapter art page.
Oh, this would be the kind of one where you would almost need like a rotating page. Yeah, because the next page is chapter 11, The Sorting Hat's new song.
Yeah.
And so you would need like a rotating frame so you could like, be like,
enjoy both sides.
Which side do I want to display?
Exactly.
That's exactly it. Yeah. What a thing to be aware of. Anyway, so yes, that does obviously bring us to the end of chapter 10. Looking forward to chapter 11. But before we close out for the day, Jay, do you have a review for us?
Of course I do. This is from Ranger Dog.
Ranger Dog. The only ranger dog on the mountain, fighting fires with Forest the
Fun.
Thank you. That was all I needed.
Ranger Dog. Amazing podcast. I love it. I look forward to listening to it every Sunday. I have a question. What if Creature never came back from the lake in Deathly Hallows? When the trio were asking Creature about the locket, he tells them that Voldemort forced him to drink the potion, and then he sailed away, leaving behind. Then Creature needed water. He crawled to the island's edge, and he drank. Dead hands came out of the water and dragged Creature beneath the surface. I think that it can make for an interesting conversation and maybe a video. Anyway, love this in your other works, Purple Heart.
Oh man. Okay. So what would be the really, really big details here?
Details would be, namely, that Regulus doesn't know then what happens on the lake, right? Because Regulus is who calls him back.
Right.
So, in that case, then Regulus doesn't go to the lake himself and recover the locket.
Right.
Yep.
So interestingly, Regulus's recovery of the locket has almost nothing to do with Dumbledore's discovery of the cave and the locket itself.
It is really just adds a side quest for Harry later on, and it gets like Creature a little bit more on their side when he can tell them this story. It also causes Regulus to die, even though he's switched sides. So Regulus would not have discovered the Horcruxes at all.
Right.
But he would be like turning on Voldemort.
Yes.
So he could either turn spy or else just be killed by Voldemort in more regular ways.
Yeah, I mean, and that's an interesting thought as well, is sort of like, what would Regulus do if, like, because I think that what happens there is Regulus calls Creature back.
Yeah.
He just like, so if you can imagine, he's at number 12 Grimmauld Place. That's what I tend to think. I don't know why, just because it's home. But I imagine that he's just waiting, or like pacing in his room, just thinking like, what is Creature doing? And then finally it's just sort of like asking the air, Creature, and Creature has to show up.
Right.
And so it's like Creature can use his unique house elf magic to exit the otherwise inapparatable room.
Yeah. The cave.
And return back to him. And so if he doesn't, then at some point in time, or like even if it just takes Regulus times it well.
He does, yeah. I mean, if you called him back too soon, like Creature would have just like, cracked out of there, and Voldemort would have been like, "Hey, what the?"
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So that would have looked bad on Regulus anyway.
Yeah, he'd have been caught right then, right there.
Would have been caught right then, right there. Alternatively, this would be the kind of thing that if you own a house elf, especially if you have a good relationship with it, the way that Regulus did with Creature, I suspect that if you say their name and they don't show up, you immediately know there's a problem. Like, right away.
That's the thing. If Creature doesn't come back, he knows he's dead.
Yes.
In which case, Regulus is going to have to act very fast.
Yeah.
I feel like that's obviously like a huge catalyst for him, because he's already kind of like turning, and then like finding out that.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same outcome either way, because it would mean that Voldemort took Creature for some experiment and it killed Creature. Right. And I mean, it's just as bad as almost having killed Creature. Right. For the experiment.
Yeah, it's exactly.
Yeah.
In which case, Regulus. So the problem is, he's like a regular Death. He's like a regular Death Eater with the mark. So if Voldemort like calls them, he's like one of those people in the circle. Like he is referenced by Voldemort in the graveyard as like people who died or whatever.
Right.
So the problem is Voldemort is such a good Legilimens that Regulus is basically, if he is turned on Voldemort, he's basically going to have to avoid being in Voldemort's presence almost at all.
Yes.
Right?
Correct.
So he almost immediately will have to seek out like Sirius and or the Order to
get protection
right, or do what he can.
Right.
To fight Voldemort.
Right. And that's the kind of thing that I suspect would be pretty useful pretty quickly, because as far as we know, no other Death Eaters other than Snape come over, and that's not really until after the damage has been done.
Right. So the tricky bit would be Peter then, right? Because if he goes to the Order and
Peter's going to know him from both sides.
Peter will know him from both sides, but Regulus won't know Peter from both sides, I don't think.
Okay.
Right?
Like,
and then Peter...
Like Regulus could be surprised to see Peter here on this side of the door.
I don't think anyone realizes that Peter's a Death Eater. Like, even the other Death Eaters.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I think... So if that's the case, then if Peter sees Regulus at the Order of the Phoenix, he's going to tell Voldemort, and Voldemort's going to be like, "Oh, he's not there in my orders."
Oh.
Right?
Yeah, that would be bad.
That would be bad. Not that he maybe could do much, but it seems like they're fairly good at killing the Order members.
It does seem that way. So here's an interesting curiosity as well, from Sirius's perspective, is that Sirius values friendship above all else. That's like his thing.
Right.
He's like the man's best friend. He's a dog. Like he would die rather than betray his friends. We know all these things about Sirius. It is the one thing I absolutely believe to be true about him. Regulus is not someone who he gets along with. They have chosen to walk to the beat of different drums. Sirius has had to be compared to his younger brother, and how Regulus grew up to be like a right, proper Dark Lord following Git or whatever he calls him. So here could be a situation where Regulus could potentially show up at the Order and actually like tell on Peter. But you have to keep in mind that Peter is Sirius's best friend.
Right. Yeah.
Who's he going to believe?
He's definitely going to believe Peter. He already recommended him as Secret Keeper.
I know.
You know?
That's what I mean. Yeah. It's like that's not good.
It's not good. Yeah. Sirius is going to have a hard time trusting Regulus at all.
Yes, he is. Yeah. So it's going to be, but I mean, that may also provide an opportunity for Regulus to prove his worth somehow to the Order, because the thing that we've made the argument before that Regulus has the potential to have been the chosen one before Harry was. And to be fair, he's like the only defecting Death Eater of his own free will, because Snape only defects because of Lily.
Yeah.
And like Regulus just does it because of goodness.
Yeah.
Because he chooses like the better path in the end. And he ultimately dies 15 years before Harry arrives at number 12 Grimmauld Place. So like
Okay, I think Regulus would survive through, and I bet he kind of fills the Snape role. Like Regulus probably ends up like the potions master or something in the end.
Oh, that would be cool.
Right?
That would be so cool. Because then, I mean, Regulus would be much better.
Much better. He would love Harry,
Oh, this hurts me already to think about.
And we already have our whole theory that Regulus was like the other chosen one,
And isn't Regulus like the lion? Like, isn't that like that
is it
constellation
lion, or is
means?
it cat?
Maybe it may be like cat, but lions are cats.
Lions are cats, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see. Let me just double check that particular detail here. Regulus constellation, Leo the lion.
Leo the lion.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Regulus is not a constellation, but rather the brightest star in the constellation, Leo the lion.
Okay. Boom.
Yeah.
There you
so
go.
even being a star in the lion constellation feels like being like a member of the Gryffindor team.
Right.
So that would work really well.
That would work really well.
Yeah.
So then it's like, what if if Regulus is the potions master, he's probably significantly more helpful to Harry. Yeah, that would be good. Or maybe Snape is still the potions master, but then like Regulus ends up being like defense against the dark arts teacher 1 year or something.
Could certainly be a DA professor.
Probably year 3 or whatever. When then you have like Regulus while Sirius is on the run and all that stuff.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Because then you'd be like, well, I wonder who's helping Sirius into the castle.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, that ended up being very interesting.
Yeah.
I think there's plenty more string left on that line to be kind of like pulled on. But
it is a bummer that Regulus doesn't survive longer because he is a character that really deserved a lot more like development. It would have been great to get to know him better.
It would be. It's too bad there's just not more like backstory on him or like additional reading or anything that we can do to get us like a better idea of like what he was going through. Because a lot of times what I tend to think about Regulus is that he would have witnessed Sirius go through Hogwarts before him and betray the family values of like the toujours pure and all that type of stuff and basically become a Gryffindor instead. And he may just literally be trying to survive in his own house. Like you can't fault an 11-year-old for wanting to make your parents proud.
Right.
Like, so maybe he wants to be in Slytherin. Like,
yeah,
because he saw Sirius not do it and it didn't go well for him.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine the Shrieking Shack if it's Regulus and Sirius and Peter and you have like two both spies are in the same room?
That would be crazy. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be really, honestly, it would be a neat mirror image.
Yeah. It would be a very interesting mirror image. Oh man, I almost wish, this is a very interesting potential.
I know. Yeah. We're going to need, we are so like running out of time here in the day, but
I know.
We're going to have an opportunity to spend more time with this and just stew in it, kind of like move around all the parts until we find out where it goes. But great question. Love this one. Yeah. So stay tuned. For further listening.
Yes, but otherwise, thank you guys so much for joining us this week, and make sure you join us next week for Chapter 11, The Sorting Hat's new song here on Through the Gryffindor.
Today's episode was edited by Isabel Chrisley. Vaishon Brandon does our art. Catherine Stein is our production manager, and the show is hosted by me and Jonathan Carlin.